Welcome to the third video of this workflow series. In this tutorial, we are going to UV unwrap and bake maps using xNormal. Time is essential when you are UV unwrapping. The tricks to UV unwrap is to select edges, especially on a mesh that was remeshed from ZBrush using the procedural method. Guys, get as many pieces as you can when you UV unwrapping to avoid texel over scratching. There is another awesome feature found in Blender which I always use to mark seams. You select the initial edge and select a desired edge. It will create the shortest path between them. You just use left click and control. Hold control first and left click. Guys, when you have a cluster of rocks, you don't have to manually UV unwrap, just use Smart UV. Guys, you don't have to manually mark seams and UV unwrap when you have a complex mesh or a cluster of rocks. You can just use Smart UV unwrap. Then, depending on the software that you're using, but for tiling, you can just use Triplan in UVs. And to avoid bad seams. Yeah, when you're done marking your seams, go to UV workplace and select all your mesh vertices and then UV unwrap. Smooth your normals. Now you can export the low poly version of our mesh that is already UV unwrapped. You can replace the previous one that we exported to when we were refining it from ZBrush to save space. And export the high poly version of our mesh. Because remember, in the previous videos we changed the scaling of the mesh inside Blender. So the previous one is no longer the same size as the one we exported from ZBrush. And replace the high poly version that we exported from ZBrush to save space, especially on this mesh, because these high poly meshes are always big in space. In xNormal, select high poly and clear and add mesh and navigate to the high poly mesh. And again in xNormal, select low poly version of the mesh and then navigate to the low poly version of your mesh that you exported from Blender. Yeah guys, it's time for the output images. So you have to select the location where you want your big maps to be located. I recommend you create a folder in the same location where you put your meshes and just write maps on the naming of the folder so that you can easily recognize it. Then in xNormal, mark normal map, height map, ambient occlusion, bend normal map, cavity map, and the curvature map. Then navigate to curvature map and then put monochrome so that the baking wouldn't use different colors. Then bake the maps, but I will skip this process because I'm using an ancient laptop, so it will take a while. Congratulations guys, you have completed part 3 of our masterclass workflow tutorial. Don't forget to join the Patreon and don't forget to upload your results on our group. If you want to find the group, just go to the previous videos and check in the description. Thank you very much guys. Thank you again, and then wait for the next one. And then in the next video, we are going to set up the material, create albedo maps and other maps to be used. So congratulations guys, thank you very much.